Okay, so guys, I did a video maybe 6 months ago where I talked about the upcoming years and the astrological forecast for the possibilities of how the varying energies of polarity can play themselves out. I mentioned that in astrology, the way that I read charts and the way that I share future events with people when it deals with astrology is I make it known that astrology is not set in stone, but what matters is how the person lives out the energies. Not only are you dealing with your own energy, but you're also dealing with other people now mixing their energy in to create circumstances that will lead to certain events. So someone may have a potential for something to happen in their lives. It may not happen because maybe they made a different decision. Or it did happen because they made the decision that was the wrong decision that created the circumstances that the astrology is showing me in a person's chart. Additionally, there are opposites of reactions that can happen in world events as well. I wrote maybe 3 years ago that whoever is the president in 2020, that there could be a potential that they may not live out their term in office. And I also kind of warns, which I try to be very careful with, that there could also be a potential that the person may not live through their term. Something can happen to them even, and I don't want to put this on anyone. I don't agree with any of these politics going on, but I don't want anyone to hurt or to be hurt or to be harmed. But there are potentials for assassinations. And America, as I mentioned before, is reaching its birthday, the birthday not of 1776, but the birthday that comes around every 250 something years. This birthday is not just, I was born on this day. This birthday is an energy that brings death and rebirth, meaning destruction. Think of 9/11, the Twin Towers falling. Think about something so major like that. Think about someone losing a family member. These are things that happen in your life that are not just some small happenstance, but no, these are the major events in your life. It's the Tower card in tarot. It's the Death card in tarot. It's all of those things that are on steroids. And so America is having that birthday where the proclivity is to bring death and rebirth, which means that at this time period, and I mentioned in my other videos, March of 2022 was going to bring some major events. And now we see that it's been amped, right? There's war going on, right? With Russia, Ukraine. We never thought that anyone would be stupid enough to join in a battle with America and Russia, or America and China, or Russia and China, major world powers. The danger in this is for billions of people. So when Russia, China, or America goes to war, everyone better stop and watch and listen. And so because of this, I also mentioned how the astrology shows that there are clandestine transactions going on behind the veil, that the average person is not being able to be shown publicly. There are secrets going on. There are evil, sinister plots going on behind the veil. Some of our politicians are in on it, and some of them are not. Some of them don't know the whole story of what the elite or those who pull the strings are actually planning. Some of them do. And so I just want to let you guys know to be prepared. And I don't want to use the word warn, because you should not be afraid. I spoke about this so many times, but you look at the writing on the wall, what is happening, and you look and you're putting these pieces together and you understand it because you've been preparing yourself with this information for so long. Additionally, my work on the Anunnaki, everything is connected, everything. And so I want you to prepare yourself for the inevitability of very bad circumstances. I'm coughing because I burnt something on the stove. The whole house is smoky. But anyway, I want you guys to prepare your vessels so that when the shocks that you see happen around you happen, that you don't lose it. And every 100 years, guys, these things happen. And believe it or not, even the sinister plots by those who pull the strings have been happened 100 years ago. When there were viruses, when there were wars, in the 1929, when the stock market crashed, I think it was 1929, when the Great Depression happened, all of that was fixed, right? And so now we are in this space right now. And so many things are happening and they're moving so fast because they've been planned for so long. And so keep your eyes open. Don't be afraid. Don't be shocked if what I said, when the demolition happens to America, it's going to happen to the entire world is going to suffer with this, okay? But particularly America's birthday, when this happens, if you look at other countries, when they reach their birthday, there was always a death of a leader. Sometimes it was an assassination of a leader. When the French had their birthday of destruction, Napoleon died. This is major. This is a major time period in the cycle of human events. And when the major time periods in the ages of human events happen, major things happen. And there are a multitude of things that begin to take place. All right? So be prepared for that. Do not lose it. Keep your control. Keep yourself together. Enjoy the pieces of life that we have, because you don't know. Life is so volatile. We do not know what tomorrow will bring. But as my mother always said, as long as there is life, there is hope. Okay? And we hope that maybe people begin to see what is being done and they stop it from happening. Maybe they expose the hidden hand behind everything. That is a possibility that I mentioned in my last video, that we as the collective, the 99%, we can change the destiny of how the two polar opposite of energies play themselves out. If we are awake, if we are aware, and if we decide that we are not going to take it anymore. It is our decision. It depends on our participation, but the pendulum can swing either way. The idea is to make us slaves again. Can they do it again? And I don't just mean black. It's all of you. Now everyone's black. I always say that to you guys. Everyone is black now. How does it feel? Well, because the Anunnaki are involved as well, what I talk about in my work, we're also dealing with the desire of those in charge to put us back into the slave condition. And the only way that they can do that is if they can keep track of us. And so the more we hook ourselves up to these connections, our phones and all of these things, the more control they will have. So we have to ask ourselves, how reliant are we making ourselves on technology? Because technology will be the death or life of humanity. I'm telling you that right now. That has always been the situation in history. I also see, when I look at the astrology charts, I also see the potential for the virus to get worse. And not that it's the same one, but that there'll be more released and more released. until they are able to reach the desire that they want. You need a ruse, you need war, you need other things to distract humanity so that they can carry out an agenda that they want. So be prepared. And be prepared if you see our leaders dropping. Like I said, I don't want to emphasize it too much because I don't want it to happen. But I want you to know that that is on the table. Okay? So take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. Take care of your health. Keep your ears open. Because if you are not allowing yourself to be aware of the things that are happening, then that means that you are in an illusion. You are in a fantasy world where you do not want to face reality. And that in itself is death. That in itself is sickness. Okay, so there are many levels, figuratively and literally, of sickness. And humanity is suffering more than one virus right now. Okay, so take care of yourselves. I just wanted to let you guys know, just prepare yourselves for the worst so that if it doesn't happen, it's okay. And also, I also see in the cards the way that we spend our money changing. And again, we can stop that from happening. But if we do not, then they will reach their goals. Take care. Bye, guys.